Welcome back. Today again on the campuses of beautiful Florida Panhandle Technical College. Our guest today, Pedro Martinez. We're going to be talking with Pedro about some of the programs here, but more importantly, some of the spirit and some of the work ethic that was found right here on the Technical College campus. You know, if you're a regular viewer of the show, you hear us say again and again the fact that the Technical College is truly the jewel of Northwest Florida, offering over 35 degree and certification programs, offering people the opportunity for well-paid jobs to offer back their services and their spirit into our workforce, becoming a giver versus a taker. How often have you complained about entitlement programs and people getting a monthly check? This school every single day is producing people back into that workforce, getting real jobs, and again, contributing to the economy. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. As mentioned, our guest today is Pedro Martinez. Pedro, I caught you in the middle of your class today with Bert Fervasi, but I appreciate you taking the time. We've been sort of talking for a while about doing a show. You're a pretty sterling example of what I like to hold up as the ideal student here at the college. You've taken several of the classes, and we're going to talk about some of those. More importantly, you've taken advantage of some of the financial aid and some of the work-study programs so that you've been out here. You were here all summer long, moving stuff around. Let's start at the beginning. How did you get involved with the Technical College?
Well, it started out, I really love computers, and these times and days, you have to be certified in anything that you're gonna do. And so I decided, well, I'm gonna go to Chipley and go to school, and it started from there.
You, I know, were in Sherry Skipper's cybersecurity
yes, sir.
Program. And IT. You were in Bert Fervasi's networking class, and still I see you over there. I know that you've actually completed some of these. You've already got some of your certifications. More importantly, I know you're out there in the job force. I know that you started your own business. You are a success story. Talk a little bit about where you started and what program you took first.
Well, I started in information technology with Ms. Skipper, and she's a great instructor. I mean, she pinned me down and showed me how to actually remember everything that you study. Okay, there's a certain way that she allows her curriculum to go, and you're not going to even take a test until she knows that you're going to pass it. And that's the way it should be in order to be successful.
Yeah, well, you know, so often we put the onus on teachers to teach. It's just as important, obviously, for students to be ready to learn. The cool thing about the Technical College is that versus elementary school education, where children are mandated to be there, people are here at this Technical College campus because they want to be here. They want to learn. They want to get qualified in some job field, whether it's culinary, working in a restaurant as a chef, whether it's cosmetology, doing hair, whether it's working on somebody's computer or internet. At the end of the day, the teachers or instructors have a much more receptive audience because the students want to be here.
Exactly.
Ms. Skipper was actually proclaimed to be Teacher of the Year on her first year. I think Rookie of the Year, perhaps, is what it was called. She's done a great job. She's actually been on the show talking about her program, and she's turned out a lot of people just in the last couple of years that she's had the program. You went from information technology to networking, is that correct?
Network support services with Mr. Burt.
Okay.
And I love it. I mean, you got to love what you do. And around here, they make sure you love what you do because they not only teach you, but they involve you in the work. And that's what I love the most because I love the work. And yeah, I really just enjoy my school. I love my school and wouldn't change my school.
The interesting thing about this campus is that it's like a small town. If one of the classrooms needs some new computer desks or needs some bookcases, our carpentry department and our cabinet making department with Steve Elam steps in and builds those. If one of the programs is rearranging their room and wants the Cat 5 run a different way, they call networking, and you guys do that. Saw a lot of that going on over the summertime.
Yes, sir.
The LRC, Learning Resource Center with the adult education, you guys basically remodeled that whole place this summer. Talk a little bit about the financial aid. You know, the interesting thing about this school is literally almost no one is turned away. If you meet the basic scholastic standards. And by that I mean, depending on which class you want to take, you have to take a test, and you have to score within a certain range to be able to qualify. It's kind of ridiculous to try to get somebody who doesn't have the aptitude to take a class when in reality another class may be better suited to him. So through that placement process, we seem to have a good handle on placing people where they're going to do well. Once you're qualified scholastically to take a class, then you start talking about the money. And this is not an inexpensive facility to run, but the fortunate thing is that we have really good grants through Pell, through other opportunities. And as I mentioned in the show opener, you took advantage of some of that. Talk a little bit about that financial aid process.
Well, the financial aid is a great help to anybody trying to go to school that needs help.
One of the things that we like to tell people about with the school, well, actually several things. You got dual enrollment. You've got high schoolers here who are coming to school here free of charge while they're in high school. In many cases, getting a certification or a degree before they graduate high school, and that's huge. We also have open enrollment for some of these classes. That means you can start a class at any time. You don't have to do it at the beginning of a semester. Some classes don't qualify for that, but many of them do, where you can make a change. We just had Kenneth Smith, who's president of Skills USA here on campus, and he's actually going to be the president for the second year. And he started one of the programs here, went a few weeks, and realized it wasn't for him. He had the ability to go to admissions and swap that. Did you have any of those false starts, or did you go into IT and knew that's what you wanted and went full bore?
Well, I actually went into IT because that's what I wanted, and I wanted networking as well. So I finished the IT and then started the networking. And since then, it's just, the sky has been the limit. I mean, I love it. I enjoy it. I started working for myself and continue to work, study, and help the school because they helped me with these certifications. And now in the workforce, I mean, I'm at any time, I might be in Georgia, I might be in Alabama, I might be in Florida, but my certifications have allowed me to grow in my status as far as my work ethic and the work that I get paid to do. I actually learned, and it's great.
I'm going to give you a chance to do a little self-promotion and a little shout-out. What is the name of your business?
Well, the name of my business, I'm independently contracting now, and it's Trinity Computer Solutions. And if you have a problem, I'm your man. If you don't believe me, ask FPTC.
Well, now I know that you're pretty strong on Facebook, and I see a lot of your posts, and I see a lot of the job sites that you find yourself on. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, Pedro, you are somebody that we should hold up as an example of a success story here on the Technical College campus. Certainly, you seem to be a role model for some of the younger people. You're no spring chicken. You waited till you were older in life to come back to school. Like you've got a little bit of bleached hair from the sun.
Yes, sir.
But you are an example of someone who came back, retooled their life, and changed their life, certainly, for the better or whatever. I don't know anything about your past, but you obviously saw the opportunity here. How did you find out about the Technical College?
Well, I came on my own. I knew that they had a school over here, and I said, well, I'm going to go and see what they got to offer. And when I did, I met Mr. Burke, Mr. Fabrizi, and talked with him. And this was like a year later, I came again and I met Miss Skipper. And then a year later after that, I finally got it together and decided, well, in order to be successful these days, you got to go back to school. I don't care how old you are or what you think you know. If you're trying to change a career or move up in a career, you got to go back to school.
You know, we don't talk badly about four-year colleges. There's a place for that. But unfortunately, no longer is that the best place for many high school students to go. We've got people that are going to a four-year college. They're coming out. They've got $100,000 plus in school debt, and they turn around and move right back in with mom and dad because they can't find a job. Again, nothing wrong with that, and they're getting some valuable experience in education. But if you come out with an anthropology degree, there are not a lot of people that are hiring anthropologists. If you come out with an IT degree or cybersecurity or networking or cosmetology or culinary or pharmacy tech, there are people screaming for workers in those fields every single day. Our nursing program alone, almost 100% placement. It didn't take you long to decide what you wanted to do once you had been most of the way through your programs, and now you are self-employed. Some of the other guys and girls that went through your classes, both IT and networking, do you keep in contact with them? And if so, what do you hear from them? What are they doing?
Yeah, I hear from some of them. The ones that I hear from, they're doing great, doing like myself, working and doing their own work or either with a company. But some of them have moved away because of the money, and in those cities it pays a lot better than in the small towns.